Hello, you're listening to Ready, Set, Go Real Estate Investing Podcast, presented by Brandon Elliott. This show will be going over all aspects of real estate investing and is intended to educate, motivate, and prepare you to take action on your first or next real estate investment. For more information, please visit BrandonElliottInvestments.com. Thank you for listening and enjoy.
Welcome back, everyone, to Ready, Set, Go Real Estate Investing Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Brandon Elliott. First and foremost, Happy New Year's to everyone. It is the 8th, 9th of January, so it's the very beginning of the new year. I'm excited for 2023, what is coming towards us. There's the biggest shift in history that's taking place right now. Like right now, in the next 3, 6, 12 months, 15, 18 months, I believe there's going to be true transformational wealth that's taken place, and that I'm starting to see it just these last couple months. I'm starting to see more deals come across my desk that are opportunities of doubling money in a short period of time, or getting very just escalated discounts, right, to be able to set ourselves up for success. And the people that are going to be prepared, and this is a big thing that I want to really drive in today, those that are prepared are going to be set up for tremendous success. Okay. I also had a talk that I wanted to dive into here today, that just about 2 minutes ago, I totally flipped the script. I totally flipped the script, and I realized that there's something in my heart that I believe we need to address sooner than later, because I don't know if we are prepared yet. I don't know if my audience is prepared for what is about to come, the opportunities that are about to come that will set not just you up, but your family's family up for generational wealth. And the time is now, and the time is coming, but the time is now to be prepared for that and to start getting your shit together. Long story short. So I had some tactical information that would have blown you away, that, I just presented to my mastermind group this past mastermind call last Tuesday, when we were down in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. And I'll chat about that, just give you some updates in just a moment. But while we were down there, blew the mastermind away with, step-by-step tactical instructions on how to get a property in the next 30 to 90 days that will set you guys up guaranteed for success in the next 30 to 90 days. Promise, wholeheartedly, guaranteed to work. It always has. We've never seen anyone fail at this. So we will save that for another time, because I believe it to be, I know it is tremendous value, and a lot of our listeners will just run with it and take action, succeed, and set yourself up for that generational wealth that's coming here in the next 3, 6, 12 months. But what was deep on my heart just the last few minutes, I really want to dive into. But before we do that, let's chat about some updates right now. Right. I surprised Jen on Christmas with, I like to do, she could have whatever she wants. Same thing with me. Like, we don't need any more material things or clothes or, watches or whatever. All that stuff is fine, dandy, nice. It's beautiful. It makes us feel good, all that fun stuff. But I like to really treat experiences, right? I like to do things with people that I love, have the time of our lives, and have something to really, something new that we get to cherish and remember together and build memories on, right? So on Christmas, I surprised her with a trip down to Brazil. And we went down to Rio de Janeiro. It was beautiful. It was an amazing experience. We had a bunch of people with fear minds that were telling us, be careful. It's dangerous down there. It's scary. It's all, you might get held up at gunpoint, all these other things. And I'm sure that happens, but guess what? Like, that shit happens down the street too. Right. Long story short, blessed upon everything. We didn't need to hide cell phones. We didn't need to hide watches. We didn't need to hide the shoes that I was wearing. Like, these are all the things that we were told, and from multiple people. And they have some amazing experience down there, for New Year's. And it's a big party that 3 million people show up, all in white, like dressed in white, to bring in the new year, like good luck or something behind it. And really just having like a fresh new start and so forth. And all on the beach. We had amazing spot. We travel hacked down there, all first class. It was literally a $40,000 experience that we spent, I think, a little over. It was like $1,200 or something. And that was like us going out to other adventures. We went to Sugarloaf Mountain, beautiful views. We went to see the one of the 7 wonders of the world, the Statue of Christ. And it was just some really cool experiences. Beautiful people, amazing food. It was very good overall. But doing so, like, that $40,000 experience literally all was done by the stuff that we teach in Credit Counsel Elite. So if you're looking to truly travel hack and do it all in first class, have the lay down flight so you're not like tired as hell the next day, and can get the filet mignon on the plane, as well as all the alcohol your heart can desire, and so much more, plus have the upgraded suites and so forth while you're down there, and just have the time of your life. Like, that's what you want to really deep dive into. If you're already traveling, you want to do it first class, because you're either going to pay for it one way or the other. And it's the lack of education and have to settle for less, versus paying to get the education so that you can truly set yourself up for success and have the lifestyle and all the opportunities in front of you that you want. We were able to have the first class experience, the suites and so forth, and then some. Really, it came down to just having such a blast down there, right on the beach the whole time. We went to two different Marriotts, paid little to nothing for them. I paid points all in one, and then the other one got discounted rooms as well. So we can show you all that fun stuff, but from the passes that we have. But when it comes down to having that type of experience, it really just comes down to the education, right? So I highly encourage you guys, if you haven't prepared yourself yet, get yourself ready and put yourself in the right rooms, the right seats. Check out creditcounselelite.com. That's www.creditcounselelite.com. It's going to plug you into all of the possibilities on how you can leverage credit and be able to get the time of your life with whoever you want, wherever you want, on your own, agenda, right? Like, you don't need to second guess. You don't need to wait. You can literally design the lifestyle that you want at a fraction of nothing. $40,000 experience that I would have paid, or any other Tom, Dick, and Harry would have paid for 2 people to do this whole thing. But instead, we paid a little less than like $1,200. So definitely encourage that. With that being said, there's also been some learning curves along the way, not on the travel hacking side. I'm talking Christmas Day, just for all the real estate investors out there, or looking to become one in the next, near future. There's some learning curves that I want to share with you guys. So right on Christmas, I got a text from one of my tenants, and first learning curve right there is to have a property management team in place to be able to take those calls. I didn't take the call. I ended up forwarding it over to, and they knew what to do. It's in their lease agreement. It's in their, like, just the operating procedures behind it, is that they always text me the issue, the problem, and then they reach out to my contractor to handle it. So I just got the message. That was basically it. It went to my contractor, but it was an eye-opening experience because this particular situation, it's a triplex, right, over in Ohio. And one of the upstairs units, the person that was calling was the downstairs unit. one upstairs unit, and it's a duplex. So it's like there's a third unit in the very back of the parcel of the property. And then up front is a duplex. So triplex in total. Duplex is the issue that we're talking about. The downstairs is rented out. The upstairs is not rented out. Well, being that the upstairs is not rented out, they just moved out like a month or two ago, and I haven't turned on the gas, the utilities, and the electric. So gas and electric have not been on. And as you guys might know, you probably see where I'm going with this here. The last month or so has been like frigid cold, like freaking incredibly cold in the negatives in some cases over there. And thank God for San Diego, right? Sunny San Diego, California, baby. There's a reason why I don't live in New Jersey anymore, and I live out here. But it's mind blowing because the issues that arise from it was the upstairs units. There was a pipe that ended up bursting from the freeze, and it ended up causing an issue downstairs. That issue ended up causing excessive damage to the ceiling, came down, made a mess downstairs, and the tenants downstairs, they actually weren't home. They were out at family and friends celebrating Christmas, like most people, right? Once they came back, they saw the issue, called right away. My contractor is amazing. God bless him, came over and was able to handle everything on Christmas Day. It's crazy. So very thankful for that. Very thankful that he's in the area. But long story short, the learning curve behind this was, instead of spending a couple thousand now to remodel this and update it and all that fun stuff, and the headache behind it, the tenant had to go out and get, a hotel for the night. Instead we could have just turned on the utilities. It would have been 30 something bucks in my name, per month. So that's what you want to do. You want to make sure if you do live in states like that, and it's vacant, make sure if it gets cold that you are putting, you're thinking ahead of time so that you don't have these issues arise. And then in the future, having PECs and so forth, that's what we're switching over to, which will help, but it's still not, it's not the cure to all. When it freezes, water expands. That's just what it is. So we want to keep the utilities on, set it at the bare minimum, but keep it, 50, 60 degrees in the house versus 70, 80 degrees. And it'll just set you up for success. So that was my learning curve. I hope that helps. I just want to push that over to you guys. And before I start drilling in on the stuff that's near and dear into my heart. All right. No more Mr. Nice Guy, right? I want to dive in to what's been on my heart that I feel like people necessarily weren't ready for, the getting a property in the next 30 days, right? If you're not ready and you're not prepared mentally and positioned properly to be able to get a property in the next 30 days, why should I discuss it? Out of the thousands upon thousands of people that are listening to this, how many of you will take action? Probably 1%, if that. But with that being said, I hope and I pray that it delivers to somebody to take action. And therefore, I will always step into that place to be able to deliver, to be able to give the good news, to be able to share the step-by-steps of what has worked for me, the things and the tactical abilities to be able to pull off and get you closer to your goals and dreams is my goal for you. And that's why we do these episodes. I mean, we're 250 something episodes in. We've been doing this for 5+ years. This is all free, by the way. I don't know if, we're not getting paid to do this. The time and energy, efforts, the resources and the funding to be able to pull this off. It comes down to just the goodwill from our hearts to make sure that we pour into somebody. Because this is exactly what I needed when I first got started. When I first got started in the real estate, I needed a coach. I needed mindset. I needed all the books I could get my hands on, all the podcasts like this, and all the YouTube I could get my hands on because it was free. I had all the time in the world because I was broke, busted, and disgusted. It was the time that I had. It was the money I did not. So I was willing to do whatever it took to learn that I was capable of understanding, to be able to learn and spend my time wisely to learn from others that have already made it. And that has it transformed into something over the years that has compounded my success each and every year, doubling, tripling in so many different ways that, I'm proud to say at this point, we have over $8 million in true assets. We have over $30,000 per month coming in, whether I decide to wake up or not, or if I'm sick, in surgery, in bed, traveling the world, or whatever it may be. I'm blessed to say that we have a community of 100 plus mastermind members that are in Credit Council Elite that are crushing it in all areas. But that comes down to the efforts and energy and constantly investing in myself. And in the beginning, it's not going to be necessarily a big financial thing that you're going to be investing in yourself because you might not have it, right? If you're like me, you didn't have it in the beginning. So you're going to tune in to YouTube, to podcasts, to books, because that is the closest thing that you can afford. And when you have all this time on your hands, right? So I encourage you, if you are broke, busted, and disgusted, listen to this, but you have big goals, aspirations, dreams ahead of you, then yes, like tune into this, tune into books, like invest in yourself as much as you can if you have the time. If you don't have the time, then I pray that you have the money, because usually over time you start giving up all of your time, right? Over the years, as you start becoming successful, you start giving out all your time all over the place to keep the boat moving, right? To be able to, get, like, you're the ultimate hustler. You're picking up all opportunities around you. You are making money on every corner, like everything that you're doing, not in the streets, but I'm talking about like legitimate businesses, right? Like, you're the ultimate hustler. And eventually you want to get to a position that, that you start moving into more of the business owner, like not being the ultimate hustler, not working in the jobs of everything, but working on the business, right? You guys have heard this dozens of times. Not spending all your time and energy working in the business, doing everything, but start delegating, outsourcing, and finding the right people and putting them in the right seats and leading them well. And over time, you'll start realizing that, you're starting to buy back your time. You're starting to buy back, and because you're hiring the right people to take time that was taken away from you to start outsourcing that. So you start getting a little bit of your time back. You're paying for it, but they should be doing those tasks that are going to be income producing activities. The IPAs that I talk about, right? The IPAs are not the drinks that some of you guys are, downing during the weekends, right? I'm talking about IPAs, income producing activities that are going to set you up for success and be able to pull in true income. Like, that's what we should all be striving for, right? When it comes down to, if you are broke, busted, disgusted, have no time because you're working, but all the money's going towards bills, then you still got to figure out, how you got to acknowledge first and foremost, right? That's what we need to set very clear up front. It's like, you got to raise your hand and say, damn, this is a problem. This is a problem. I'm not happy with it. I'm determined and to see something change. And I acknowledge that this shit right here is not working. And over time, you're going to realize that the mindset that you once had, the broken mindset, needs to start switching, start changing, like a thermometer, just start changing drastically, because the people that you might have hung out with in the past that are broken mindset and so forth, and the words that you speak over yourself or around yourself and others around you, like, you're going to attract to that. You're going to pull into that one way or the other. Everybody has heard this. You're the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most. If you don't believe that, give it a try. Hang out with 5 drug dealers for 1 whole year and see what you turn into. You may not be a drug dealer. You may be a drug user pretty damn quick, right? Hang out with 5 billionaires for a full year and see what you turn into. See the conversations that start playing around. See the opportunities that start coming up. See them start pouring into you because they see you at such a inspirational level of like, damn, he doesn't get it. It comes so natural for them at this point because they have been doing it 20, 30, 40, 50 years, right? They are eager to teach you the simple thing that comes simple to them, but may not be eye-opening to you yet because you haven't been there. You haven't gone through the journey. You haven't done what it takes to break off that negative stinking thinking, right? So I believe mindset is everything. And what drives me absolutely crazy, like bonkers, is these New Year resolutions that come around. And I want to say this carefully because I don't want to offend anybody and I don't care about offending, by the way. Like, you're either going to agree with me or not. And that's just plain and simple. We're not going to be sitting on the fence by any means. But when I say I don't want to offend people, that I'm talking about when it comes down to setting yourself up with a New Year's resolution. Like, you have a goal, right? Which is good. The problem is the statistics show that a lot of these damn goals, a lot of these aspirations, a lot of these New Year's resolutions fail pretty damn quickly because it's the same damn routine. It's the same brokenness that you accept into our lives, right? It's that brokenness that we accept into our lives that is holding us back. I was just listening to an episode with Andy Frisella, as you can probably tell, right? That energy, it starts feeding off. But what he was saying in an episode towards the end, and it's like, as you listen to a 30-minute episode, there's always like a gold nugget. There's always something that you should be aiming for. There's always something that you should try to be taking from this. And it was just a 1 to 2 minute clip right at the very end of this. It was like a 39-minute episode. It was like, I forget what episode, 2 or 450, 451, something like that. Check it out. In that episode, at the very end, he's talking about just the overall discipline. Like, first off, acknowledging that there is a problem and you got the good side, you got the little man on the shoulder, right? On both sides, the good and then the bad. And what you are listening to and kind of agreeing with and negotiating with, sacrificing with your goals, putting on the sideline to be able to, give in to these things that in your heart that is not going to serve you, that is not going to position you for success. The things that you are destined for, we all have it in us. We all have a purpose in us. We're not all just here for any God-given reason. It's like there is a true purpose that God has given us to be able to search within ourselves and figure out exactly what is it going to take to be able to acknowledge exactly I'm in the right seat. I'm doing exactly what my purpose is. I feel fulfilled with it. And I get excited each and every morning doing it. That's our life mission, I believe, originally. And then afterwards, are you following that? Or are you listening to the negative little man on the shoulder that's kind of whispering in your ear, telling you, giving you BS excuses? Andy in this episode was talking about that really opened my eyes, saying that he goes out to restaurants in the past, and it was mandatory. He always had to get an appetizer. He always had to get an appetizer. And as he's looking in the menu, he would always sit down and he would for a while he would do that, always guaranteed it would be exactly that. And then eventually he was like, hey, I know I shouldn't be getting this right now. I shouldn't be getting the appetizer, the main course, the cocktails in between, and then the dessert at the very end. I shouldn't be doing all this every single day. The nice part about alcohol is that that it makes you feel good, right? Like you should do it for celebrations. The problem is people are drinking the damn alcohol too much, and then it becomes an everyday routine. You're using it as a crutch now. You're sitting on it on the sidelines, and it's starting to slowly take you away from your goals and dreams, right? The same thing with eating poorly, same thing with doing, like, in your heart is telling you, your soul is telling you, the good guy on your shoulder is telling you exactly what should take place and what shouldn't take place. That's just plain and simple. And then when you decide, instead of listening to your soul, your passion, exactly where you're destined to go down this path, and you're like, I shouldn't eat this, I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't have this drink, I shouldn't hang out with this lady, fellas, I shouldn't or girls, I shouldn't be flirting with this person, I shouldn't skip the gym, I don't feel good, these excuses that we start telling ourselves, instead of being determined and sacrificing everything in between to be able to get on that path that we know we are called for, that we know if we are on this path, we are going to feel the most fulfillment, we are going to feel the most excitement, we're going to be straight aligned with exactly who we are destined to be. When you start listening to the other shoulder, the other little negative man, and you start giving excuses and saying, you know what, but tonight I will, tomorrow I'll jump back on the diet, tomorrow I'll start working out, today, I worked really hard today. I worked really hard today. I gave it my all. So this is a good excuse to have some drinks. I didn't like the way that, my wife talked to me the other day. It's a good reason for me to talk to this other pretty, woman or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like the bullshit that we start feeding ourselves is going to get us distracted. It's going to hold us back. It's going to get us out of alignment with where we are called to be. That's exactly what the devil wants. That's exactly what I believe. Like, that's another reason why it drives me crazy for these New Year's resolutions, because we start off the year with all this excitement, like, yeah, let's go, we're gonna best year ever, and then we end and it's almost like a sales program, right? Like, everybody runs to the gym, right? Everybody gets excited for the new year, all these new courses, all these new things. Great. Last year sucked, but this year's going to be amazing, right? It's hilarious because it's the same routine. It's the same path that you're telling yourself each and every year. You lose that energy, that momentum in just a few weeks. Guess what? The end of the year, you start taking it easy. You start laying back. You start chilling. Family, friends, drinking, food, everything else, excessiveness, too much, not that in between, it's not, too much of anything is bad for you, plain and simple. So learning how to really dice that up and be able to make sure that you're not sacrificing, that you're not agreeing with the enemy, that you're not allowing yourself with these damn excuses that you keep coming up with, keep allowing yourself to say, okay, well, just today or tomorrow, I'll get back on it. It's like tomorrow, mañana, it's never going to happen. And that's the case. You're going to look back 5, 10, 15 years and be very disappointed. And that's where we start losing the self-esteem. We start feeling out of alignment. We start feeling, in your heart that you chose the wrong decision. And then afterwards you're like, that wasn't even worth it. Right? Like, it wasn't even worth it. Why'd I do that? But because I did that, I guess I'll just do it again. I guess I'll just do it again. And then you get addicted to that lifestyle. And And it's the too easy mentality. It's like you've been going easier on yourself for too damn long. You've been sitting on your ass for too damn long. You've been not, the excuses, it turns into a repetition, and that is what's going to kill us. So these New Year's resolutions drive me crazy because the statistics show that people aren't committed. And what hurts me the most is that the very first thing that people break is their commitment to themselves. The commitment to yourself that you wanted changed. You said you did. You got all excited, you got all pumped up, and then you said you were going to go and take action and do this, and then it didn't happen. So I don't want to be this episode to be a Debbie Downer, like a negative situation. I want us to sit back, recognize, and realize that first and foremost, like that is not the way. That is not the way, having these New Year's resolutions that are going to pump us all up and then you quit a couple days later. 75 hard. Reading the statistics on that, it's eye-opening. In the first 3 days of somebody starting 75 hard, 90% or so quit. In the first 3 days. How the fuck do you start something that you believe going into it for 75 days that you're not going to, drink any alcohol, you're going to stay on a diet, you're going to take your picture, you're going to drink a gallon of water, you're going to read 10 pages in a book, do your 2 workouts, one inside, one outside, 45 minutes. Like within 3 days, you fail that? That just comes down to a lack of respect for yourself, a lack of respect for the words that you speak. And it comes down to just not giving a shit. Like it comes down to not having the drive, the discipline. And that's something that needs to be spoken of more, like when we acknowledge that, hey, we just agreed with the wrong side right here, or I'm starting to want to agree with the wrong side instead of listening to the, which shoulder to go after, right when you acknowledge that, right when you identify that, hey, there's something going on here, you got to stop right then and there, and you got to jump into action ASAP. The longer you just stay paused, you're going to eventually agree with the wrong side, or it's going to be extremely difficult for you to really eventually disagree with the wrong side, and hopefully the chances are very slim that you start saying, all right, I will do what I think is right. And then over time, it'll feel better. But during that time, it's going to be tough. So that's why I highly encourage, like, right when you acknowledge, hey, I got these 2 options. One's negative, one's positive. I know I should be doing this, but I want to do this. It's easier to do this. It feels better to do this. It's not aligned with what I should do, but I'm leaning over here. Right when you hear those voices in your head, that's right when you feel those options starting to play. Identify it and acknowledge that it's not an option. It is not an option for you to get off track of your goals and dreams, because you have a big purpose. You have a big why. You have a big reason. You have a big family. You have big goals and dreams that you're looking to accomplish, and you're not going to sacrifice with anybody, including yourself. Most importantly, yourself. So when you sit down and you say, hey, I'm going to do this, this, and this because I want this, this, and this, like, you're here now, but you want to be there. And you have acknowledged all the time, the effort, the energy, or you believe, you're perceiving that all these things that are going to take place to be able to get you there, you're willing to do what is friggin' tough. You're willing to put in that time, that energy to be able to get there. That's when I encourage you to take action right away, jump on that track of what is right. If you feel like, damn, I don't, I know I told myself I was going to run today, but I'm sore, I'm tired, maybe tomorrow. Instead, jump up right away, get your damn shoes on and run outside, jump into action right away. And I promise you'll feel a million times better right at the end of it. I guarantee it. And on the opposite end of that, if you don't, I guarantee you're going to feel the lack of respect for yourself. You're going to start feeling out of alignment. You're going to feel the just the unnecessary feeling of the depression starting to come in, the negative feelings, the like, damn, I'm not in alignment. I should have done this. I'm getting overweight. I'm not reading the books. I'm not getting educated. I know I should be doing these things. So, get an accountability partner, have something that's going to set you up for success, and really be committed to each other. I think it really just comes down to acknowledging, what you want, how bad you want it, and what are you going to take to get there. You're here right now. You want to be there. The steps that are going to take, because you've seen what it is that you want, and you've backtracked every step of the way on what it's going to take. The waking up early, the drinking enough water, the not drinking alcohol, all these different things that are going to set you up for success. What it's going to take. Your heart has already told you what it's going to take. You've seen it from other people around you, what it's going to take, the lifestyle that you want to live. You've seen it from other people that are living it. And if you tell yourself that you want it, ask yourself, how bad do you want it? And if you want it bad enough, then you will do whatever it takes. And I just encourage you that when you start hearing from both sides, both shoulders, the negative and the positive, and like the moment you hear from that, you acknowledge it, you stop it, and you take action in the right positive direction for yourself, for your own dignity, for your own self-respect, for your family, for your generational wealth, for not just finances, but like your own, just like for you, for your soul, for your passion, for everything. I'm telling you, it's going to be, and I'm not preaching this by any means. I'm preaching to my damn self right now. Okay. 100%. I'm speaking to myself in the mirror right here, to exactly what I need to hear. And I just hope that, it hits somebody else as much as it needs to hit me. So with that being said, I got inspired by this last second because I don't believe, I got a lot of friends that are crushing in real estate, that are actively in real estate. And then I have a bunch of others that are dibble dabbling in real estate, but really probably to themselves can relate to this message and can agree that, hey, there's other things that they know they should be doing to be able to get further in real estate. And then I got a ton of people that just want to get into real estate, but don't know where to start. Like they don't have the funding ready. Well, guess what? CreditCounselElite.com. Like they don't have the resources ready. They don't have the bank relationships. They haven't cleaned up their credit yet. Guess what? CreditCounselElite.com. The networking you need to be around. Guess what? CreditCounselElite.com. CreditCounselElite.com. I don't give a damn how selfish of a plug it is. There's little to no benefits to me. It comes down to you getting, like, in a wholeheartedly selfish manner. It's like, this is going to set you up for generational success. And how bad you want it is going to determine how much you're really going to put the time, energy, efforts, finances, and everything else sacrificing to be able to get that. We've seen it hundreds of times with people getting true generational wealth and transforming, flipping the script on the banks. Instead of getting screwed over by the banks, having messed up, jacked up scores, fixing that nonsense, afterwards building the most amazing relationships with banks, getting hundreds of thousands or even $500,000 or $1 million plus in funding for personal and business, getting tons of free cash from signups, from bank relationships and just sign up bonuses. Afterwards, being able to take this and truly purchasing real assets like real estate, and in growing and scaling other businesses that they have and aspirations that they have. And then afterwards, travel hacking. I mean, like, I can't tell you, this is exactly what I've done over the years to be able to get to my level of success, which isn't, I'm blessed. I'm very blessed. I'm not putting myself on a pedestal. Shouldn't put anybody on a pedestal. But what I can say is that if you aren't making $30,000 a month passively. If you don't have close to 10 million in assets and you want those things, then listen up. Bottom line, I listen to mentors of mine. We invest hundreds of thousands of dollars each and every year into ourselves each and every year to be able to grow and scale, to be able to hire on the right people, to be able to cut the learning curve. And our mentors are doing 50 to 100 million per year, so those are the type of groups and individuals you want to get around, but there's levels to it, right? I'm not in that position to, not just financially, but like mentally, I wouldn't be prepared to learn from somebody that's making $250,000 or $250 million or $500 million per year. I'm not ready. I'm not in that position yet, but I have goals and aspirations to get there. What are your goals? What are your aspirations? Sit down with yourself, be really committed. If you fell off the high horse already in the first week and a half of the new year, don't beat yourself up. I hope this doesn't beat the hell out of you right now, and that it's just a learning lesson. It's a get back on the high horse tomorrow, but do not sacrifice. Do not listen to that negative little bastard on the shoulder that's going to hold you back from your true passion, your goals, your heart, what you are called to be by God's design in your life. You're created for a reason. Figure out what that is. Stay in alignment with what you know is right, with what your heart is telling you. Like, we all know it. We all have that moral compass. Figure out what that is and start following that. And do not sacrifice with that little bastard that's going to take you off course. Hope this helps today. I really pray that this impacts you in some shape or form, that this hits at least one person. If you did find value in this, tag somebody in that needs to see it. Share this with everybody that you can find on social media and so forth. It means the world to me for all the 5-star reviews that we've been getting, the subscriptions we've been getting. And if you have not done so yet, make sure that's the fee behind this here, guys. Okay. There's a fee in everything that we do. You just gave up your time, which is a fee that you paid to be a part of this. There's more that you got to pay today though. Okay. Share this sucker out, hit that subscribe button and leave a 5-star review. If you found value in this, that's exactly the fee to pay. Okay. Besides that, it's absolutely financially free to be able to get financial freedom. But click the subscribe button, share this out, leave that 5-star review, tag somebody in it that needs to see this to be able to get the breakthroughs for them as well, like it has for you. And each one teaches one, right? That's just the motto of this. So love you guys all so much. We'll see you on the next episode. Till next time, stay blessed. Love y'all. Peace out.
This has been another episode of Ready, Set, Go Real Estate Investing Podcast, brought to you by Brandon Elliott. For more information, please visit BrandonElliottInvestments.com. Also, please don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Thanks again for joining. Until next time, God bless.